here we are.
Thanks for letting me hitch a ride over.
No problem. You sure we can't drive you back?
Nah, be like stretching my legs. It isn't far. And anyway, can't put the wind in a bottle.
All right.
Tessa should be at her parents' grave, not far from the entrance. Look for a big, crooked tree. You can't miss it. I'm gonna go check in with my uncle. Good luck. For real.
We're doing this together.
You look pretty spooked.
I've never been a big fan of cemeteries. Especially after, you know.
I promise after this we can chill at the house. Cool?
Yeah, don't sweat it, okay? We're just talking here. We're not doing anything grand. Relax. Relax. The objective is to find Tessa's parents' grave.
Tyler?
Yeah. Let's go together. Although I really feel like we shouldn't be going when she's visiting her own parents. We're just intruding on somebody else's time now. But we have a limited amount of time to be here, I guess, because we don't want to be in this town forever. We kind of want to just wrap it up and find out the truth and get out of here. Move to Juneau, go to the Denali camp, whatever. Anything but stay here.
Hey, graves are back that way.
Can you not use your telepathic powers to talk to me when you're like 2 feet away?
So, did you ever come back?
Shh, keep it down.
Better?
Much.
Why do people always feel like they have to whisper in cemeteries?
I don't know. Probably just a mirror neuron thing.
Oh, what?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. Anyway, have you been back here at all? Since the funeral?
No. I've never had a reason to. Thankfully.
Thankfully. There's a memory somewhere around here.
Our mother made us come here all the time. It was so weird.
All the time? Why?
Mom, why do we always come here?
Does it bother you?
No, it's just weird because we don't know any of these people. I mean, except Eddie's mom.
It never hurts to say hello.
Because they're very lonely.
That's right, sweetie. And sometimes, even if you can't see them, they stay with you. In here. Always here.
Mom?
Always.
She loved us. A lot, but sometimes it was like loving us hurt her.
Do you think she was just really scared of losing us?
Maybe. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, most parents are scared of losing their kids.
But did she have a reason to be scared of losing us? Because people calling child services on her would be after she supposedly abuses us, right? But normally, most parents wouldn't randomly think, oh, I'm so scared that someone's gonna come take my kids away, or that I'm somehow gonna lose them randomly. And it kind of sounded like she knew somebody in the graveyard, but maybe we don't know who it is. Or are we really just here for Eddie's mom? Mourning those who have journeyed to the other side. As love transcends all boundaries, the passing of a clan member is an event felt throughout the community. The people come together to mourn a loved one and lift their opposite clan members' spirits. When an eagle is being mourned, the ravens shower love and strength upon mounting eagle clans. Likewise, when a raven is being mourned, the eagles are there for the ravens. After the service, it is customary for members of the opposite moiety to comfort the grieving family by bringing out their Atuwu clan-owned regalia to symbolically catch tears before they hit the ground and comfort grieving clan members with support. Due to the national outlawing of native religions and ways of life. What? Much of our knowledge of the old ways of Tlingit spiritual practice has been lost. Below are the two everlasting examples of the love and reverence we continue to show our departed in the tradition of our ancestors. National outlawing of native religions and ways of life? Well, I mean, these days, a lot of Western countries, Christianity is like the default religion, right? Yeah, I guess. Celebrating life. The 40-day party is observed 40 days after the passing to pay respects to the departed. Some believe this is a more recent tradition. Family members organize a shared meal, where a fire dish, one plate of food, is burned to nourish and comfort the spirit of the departed. 1 year or more from the passing, a Ku Eeks potlatch is held to first mourn, then celebrate the life of the departed. It is hosted by the clan of the deceased. This is to honor the departed clan member through a traditional ceremony, show appreciation, and pay debts to the opposite moiety, who supported the clan during time of mourning. We moved here, right? So we're not part of the Tlingit people. No. I mean, unless if my father is, which we would have no way of knowing. And do we have to find the actual grave? Because I feel like we should see Tessa there, right? So as soon as we see her.
Well, here's the crooked tree, but no Tessa.
Let's check around for her parents' grave, just to make sure this is the right spot.
You think it's possible Michael remembered it wrong?
Well, I've done inventory with him before, so yes.
We've done inventory with him before too. And he does make mistakes sometimes. The crooked tree. Doesn't seem that crooked.
Wait, is this the one we called Big Crookedy?
The exact one.
Why didn't we call it Gnarl's Branching? Total missed opportunity.
Because we weren't hip to basketball back then? Or CeeLo Green?
Damn. I remember it going all the way up to the clouds.
Everything does when you're 4 feet tall.
We came here often enough to have nicknames for the trees here. That's pretty often. Yeah, still looking for the grave.
Not this one.
We've seen Tessa's last name before, but I don't remember it right now. I might recognize it if I see it.
This might take a while.
Anything?
Nah, just a whole lot of nothing.
I feel like this cemetery is a little bit atypical of usual cemeteries now, especially in cities, because there's not that much room, right? So everyone takes up very little space.
You?
Nothing.
This one seems fresh. Fresh flowers.
Not this one.
I'm just wondering how far we can go ahead first. Oh, maybe we can go really far ahead. Oh, there's Michael. Okay, we'll just look at this one then. There's a Bible.
De Leon.
That's the one.
Don't tell me we missed her.
Hello, Mr. Eagle.
Kids, it's time.
Do we really have to go, Eddie?
You can hold my hand if you want.
I can walk fine on my own.
It'll be quick, okay? Then we'll get something to eat.
The day of the funeral. I barely remember it.
That's probably for the best. I don't think either of us are exactly eager to relive what went on behind that gate.
So... I know I said we didn't have to visit her grave.
But it feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah, Exactly.
Their feelings towards their mother is really contradictory sometimes. Sometimes they really, really love her. Sometimes they're like, oh, she was so bad to us. But that memory probably was before the judge ruled that Tyler had to go to the residential center, because he was still okay with Eddie there. And Eddie seemed to be taking care of the both of us. Rest in peace, everybody. A life measured in memories. A lot of these graves, maybe because it's the winter months right now. Not many visits, not that many flowers.
Lost in the chaos of history. What's that mean?
Not sure. But Michael should know.
To honor those no longer with us, the Tlingit Preservation Committee and the community of Delos dedicate this monument as an everlasting connection between past, present, and future generations. May the memory of our dearly departed never be lost in the chaos of history. May this be a resting place for our loved ones who have journeyed to the other shore. May our eternal love soothe the wounds of days passed towards a brighter horizon. Well, indigenous cultures historically would have had, I don't know, like historical erasure, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
When did Michael's uncle die?
Last year. It was really hard on him. He's still feeling it.
Should we be disturbing him?
Long time no see. Do you want some company?
Come on over. Make yourselves comfortable. So, how are you, holding up?
The sooner this is all over, the better. So far, it seems like everyone in town's got an ugly secret. Please don't let me find yours.
I'm way too good at disposing of bodies.
Don't be rude.
Is this a bad time?
With you?
Oh,
Never.
Don't mind me. I'm not really here.
Hey, I get to see your ugly mug almost every day. You're old news, lady.
You wound me. Deeply.
So, can I help you guys out somehow?
didn't get to talk about the food.
Hey, can I ask you something about this place?
Shoot.
What's the story behind the Tlingit Memorial?
May the memory of our dearly departed never be lost in the chaos of history.
That was Uncle William.
Lost in the chaos of history?
Well, let's say you wanted room for a school or a road and didn't give a shit about ethics. Easy. You just dug up our ancestors. That shit happened a lot.
God, assholes.
Yeah. And I mean, it still happens, but not as much. We have the elders to thank for that.
I'll stop bugging you now.
Well, I'm here if you're ever curious.
So what was your uncle like?
Oh, boy. Where do I start? You know that one grumpy grandpa in all the sitcoms? The one that types like a T-Rex and never leaves his recliner?
Type like a T-Rex. Pecking at the keyboard.
Just how does one type like a T-Rex?
You know, almost kissing the keyboard. Like, makes you look like you got tiny baby arms, like a T-Rex.
Never change, Michael.
Anyway, as grumpy as he was, they didn't make him any sweeter than him. He's the kind of guy who accepted you for where you were at, even when he didn't approve.
Not many of those out there. You and your uncle were really close, huh?
Definitely. I could push his buttons without even trying. My family's old school Tlingit. Spent more time with my uncle than my dad. He was the first person to test out all my new recipes. Even before Alyson.
Guess I should thank Uncle William for saving me from a muffin top.
If you need a new taste tester, sign me up.
As if you had a choice. I plan to hit you both up for feedback my whole way through school.
I'm in. As long as there's nothing as adventurous as that Tlingit-style salmon with pepper and saffron.
Pff, no, I'm promising that. Fortune favors the bold, goes double for food.
Yeah, well...
Talk to you later.
You bet.
Oh. Because you might kill us.
Not sure I want to taste your food anymore.
Afraid you'll learn something about yourself you don't want to know?
Well, I'll see you later.
Anyway, girl, I know you're in it right now, but try not to let it get to you. Juna's gonna seem real boring after all this, huh?
God, boring sounds so good right now. Binging terrible shows while my amazing roommate cooks something delicious. Heaven.
Delicious food for tax returns?
You got yourself a deal, mister.
Tax returns are not as hard as people think, normally. Fill in the number here, fill in the number there. Hey, Alyson, wanna get going? Do not step on graves, of course. Of course. But even just kind of walking this close is... It's kind of like stepping on a grave. I don't want to walk that close. It's a little bit eerie to think about when some of these graves have been here for decades. Long before we were even born. Alyson?
Do you remember where she is?
No. For what it's worth, I remember staring at the water during the funeral. Well, only a few steps in, and I'm already starting to regret this.
Alyson, please.
I'm not going.
Alyson, come back!
Yeah. Any hope that this would be easier than last time? Totally gone.
At least this time no one's sending me away.
I'm holding you to that. Afterwards, you and I had a moment over there by the totem, right? I wonder if we could see that.
Doesn't hurt to check.
That might be Tessa at my mom's grave. So I think we should go to the totem first. I don't like that I have to keep thinking about this.
Yeah, that's where I went when I ran off.
I won't let them take you away. I'm gonna tell them the truth. You swore, Alyson. I'm gonna be okay. Please, don't worry about me.
I know I'm supposed to get over this Brown thing, but I really wish you'd been able to come visit that much.
Yeah, me too, but... Look, I didn't make any promises that day. You did. Watch.
They all think you killed her. It's not fair. I'll be okay. You have to take care of yourself now.
See?
It's possible, but I don't think so.
Well, I know so. Thinking about it got me through the rest of the day.
We gotta pick again.
I'll be back soon, alright? Promise. I'll be back soon, alright? Promise. But I'm gonna come see you every week, and we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm gonna come see you every week, and we'll talk with our voice every day.
Oh, okay. Did Tyler promise to come back, or did Alyson promise to visit? Probably both, really. But whichever one we pick, the person who made the promise, it'll be like they broke the promise. So the other person might view them a little bit less favorably.
I'll be back soon, alright? Promise. I'll be back soon. But I'm gonna come see you every week, and we'll talk with our voice every day. But I'm gonna come see you every...
I don't know, like, it's kind of a crapshoot, again. It's kind of a crapshoot, it's...
But I'm gonna...
I'm Tyler right now, so should I choose my own memory because I believe in my own memory more? But I feel like whatever we pick, it's still gonna lead to a breakdown of the relationship. It shouldn't. It's been 10 years already. This is so inconsequential now.
I'll be back soon, alright? But I'm gonna come see...
Well... Okay, I'll pick Alyson's because I like the Tyler coming back thing a bit more.
I'll be back soon, alright? Promise.
But I want to be a little bit conscious of which person we've been choosing up until now, though. Because earlier in the day, the one that we picked with Eddie and Marianne, that one was also Alyson's memory. So I don't want to side with Alyson every single time, because that's like saying, hey, Alyson's always right and Tyler's always wrong. So I will choose Alyson's this time, but keeping in mind that we already did 2 Alysons.
I'll be back soon, alright? Promise. Chief Brown's gonna take care of you. We'll be okay. You'll see.
Kids. It's about to start.
I'm sorry it took me so long to come back. I got so caught up in everything that...
You really don't have to explain. I understand what you were going through now.
Are you ever gonna let me finish my sentences?
Maybe someday, but not today.
Yeah, this one might be a better one for their bond too, because Alyson's saying, I'll come every week, but then she doesn't. That's sort of, even though she was 10, that's sort of something within her control, right? But me saying, or a Tyler saying, I'll come back soon. But if I don't, it's not really my fault because the court ordered me to not be able to come back. So I'm trying to like, put the blame on somebody else here. Don't step on graves.
This spot's familiar.
Oh! Eddie's mom, Carol Brown.
Man, I forgot how hard Marianne took it when Brown's mom died.
Well, we were only 4, but yeah. She lost one of her only friends. She was always saying how she never would have found a place in Delos Crossing without Carol.
You think her death kicked off Marianne's, you know...
It definitely didn't help, but no. It was years later.
Yeah, so it sounds like Carol is supposed to be the beaver. The person who helped her build her home.
No way. Our box is still here?
We did cover it in like 100 layers of glue.
Beaver. Are we only finding the beaver here because it's supposed to be Carol? Because we found the muskrat earlier, but I didn't think it was supposed to be Michael. Michael not doing anything? The very old beaver is a helpful and industrious creature. She is the princess's most loyal friend. $1999. A long time ago. How old were we then? Single-digit age. 5?
You think Snowball still lives in there?
Snowy owls only tend to live about 10 years.
Oh, rest in peace, Snowball.
Oh. Finn.
This is it. Right?
Yeah. God, I think I need a second.
I'm gonna have a look around, okay? I'll be right back.
Yeah, all good.
It's here? Okay, I'll go here instead. I thought that was Tessa here, but it might be...
No, I want to see your grave before we go.
Okay. That was some random person then, just minding their own business.
No dice. Not hers. Why can't I remember? Where is she?
I wonder if her grave would be distinct. Just based off the circumstances, and us being poor. So we probably couldn't afford something nice. Oh.
Alyson.
Is that her?
What the hell was going on with you? What broke?
Why didn't you say anything? We were your goblins. You didn't have to do it all alone.
Tessa?
Kids, I wasn't expecting to see. What are you doing here?
Seeing my mom.
What are you doing here?
Feeling a little guilty, maybe?
When we pass on, our graves are all anyone has to remember us by.
Absolutely not.
Letting hers just fall apart would be cruel. I'm not a cruel person.
Cruel enough to call social services on our mother.
I wanted to protect you. Marianne was getting worse all the time. I was afraid that if things kept going the way they were, then one day...
We were going to end up dead?
Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you the whole story back in the store, but I didn't want you to...
Enough with the excuses. What the hell happened to her? Why'd you turn your back on us?
Your mom was always just barely getting by, and over the years she burned a lot of goodwill. It got so bad, no one was willing to hire her, and the stress of that, well, it took its toll. I tried to help, but she pushed me away. She pushed us all away. In the end, she isolated herself from everyone. She was alone and out of options.
She had us, until you threatened to have us taken away.
I couldn't let her drag you down with her. She had you stealing for God's sake. Your mother never wanted to be a part of this community. She always thought she was better than the rest of us. A spoiled little girl playing fairy princess in the woods. If she just settled down with someone instead of running around with married men, well...
Whoa.
Just ask Sam Kansky how much better that would have been for everyone.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Oh, God.
What happened between them?
I wasn't thinking. Please, just forget I said anything.
Tessa!
All I know is whatever went on, Laura left Sam over it. But I shouldn't have said anything about that. I promised I wouldn't. I'm sorry, kids.
She's quite judgmental. It's just slipping out. Like, your mother should have just found a nice man and gotten married because, you know, women are only good for getting married and settling down. I'm a bit conflicted about this because I do feel like she came from a good place. And I don't really object to her calling social services that much. Not as much as Alyson and Tyler. Because if from the outside, if my mom really wasn't taking care of us, then it's totally acceptable that somebody would be calling, right? But I do wish there was another way. I'm not gonna say... She didn't do it because she wanted to destroy our family. But she has a particular mindset about what is the right thing to do, what is the best for us, without taking into account what the people in question actually seem to think.
I get that Marianne wouldn't let you help her. But there had to be a better way to deal with it. Especially if she was having some kind of crisis.
Yes, you're right. There were other things I could have done. Better things. I know I've made mistakes. All I can do now is say that I'm sorry. If I could give you back your mother, I would. I don't deserve your forgiveness, especially yours, Tyler. But if there's a place for me in your lives, I'd like to be there.
I have to know something first. Are you good with who I am?
I've been thinking about that since you came home. I believe that my life is better for having lived it by God's word. But I also believe we don't always understand what He's saying to us. I pray for guidance. And seeing you standing here in front of me, such a strong and thoughtful young man, I think I have his answer.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Tessa, I know the last couple of days have been heated. I'm up for a fresh start if you are, but it's not really up to me. Tyler?
Even though she was the one who initiated the call, I think Tyler is not as negative to her as with Eddie Brown. Can we think?
Are you really ready to forgive her?
I think she regrets what she did. But I totally understand if you don't want to see her anymore. It's your call.
I thought you couldn't stand her. What happened?
She did the only thing she thought she could. I can relate to that.
Okay, we don't have to be like super close friends or whatever, but I don't mind. For example, I don't mind going into your store and seeing you from time to time. I just don't think Tyler sees Tessa as negatively as Eddie. Especially because she's making an effort to understand me too, despite her religion and beliefs.
I'm done losing people. And if we can't let people grow, then what the hell kind of chance do we have?
Thank you. Both of you. Kids, I never knew your mother's whole story, but it was obviously very painful. She always said you two were the only good luck she'd ever had. I'm going to try harder to forgive her. I hope you can as well. If you two are in town tomorrow, come by the cafe. Lunch is on me.
There gonna be coconut cake on the menu?
You know, I think there just might be. I'll see you two tomorrow then.
We'll be there. Come on.
That was something, huh?
Yeah, it was.
I had pretty much given up on her, but I guess sometimes people change.
I know. I feel like a total ass right now.
I bet Tessa's thinking the same thing.
Yep. Things are gonna be real awkward my first day back in the office.
Oh, I'm sure you'll both manage to never talk about today.
Exactly. Awkward as hell.
I kind of feel a little bit guilty for not forgiving Eddie then. Because he was just doing his job. he was just being a police officer, lodging the complaint. But the one who actually made the complaint was Tessa, right? Can we still go back over there? But I do feel like, according to the emotions from Tyler that we were seeing in both these scenes, Tyler was a lot less aggressive. We have a lot of resentment towards Brown for...
Where are you going?
Hey, can I just not...
Where are you going?
Why won't you let me go over there? I just want to check it out, that's all. Yeah, I don't know, for being Alyson's adopted father, but not mine. Helping me secretly, but not telling me about it. Why do we hate Eddie? Like, what's the one big reason? I'm trying to think about it here. Because he was already in the picture before. Yeah, it wasn't just some guy that came along once the accident happened. For not helping my mother. For not helping my mother, even though we view her negatively. It's so complicated. Can I go here? Well, we got the collectible. That's pretty much what we came here for.
You want to sit down for a bit?
Yeah.
Not a bad view, right?
Yeah. I get now why they put cemeteries in nice spots. Takes a little bit of the sting off. Listen, I know this has been hard. I'm really grateful you saw it through with me. Fireweed was great, but there was no one really there for me like that, you know? You're the only one.
Hey, brothers and sisters, right?
But it's been way more brothers than sisters lately, which is why I'm trying to say thank you.
You really don't have to.
You saved my life, Alyson.
Only for you to end up locked up in fireweed for the rest of your childhood.
Wait, are you still blaming yourself for that? Don't. It was my choice.
It's just... I stole your life, Tyler. And then I totally wasted it.
That's not true.
You're on your way to Denali. Michael's gonna be a famous chef. And what am I doing? Nothing.
It's really ironic. The one who was locked up is doing better. She didn't heal.
Nothing. You've been working on that accounting degree, and your art's good. Really good. Stop putting yourself down. As soon as we figure this shit out, we're gonna sell the house, and you're gonna go to Juneau. You're gonna kick ass.
You make it sound so easy.
No. We never had a shot at easy. But we always pull through, right?
Yeah. You're right. Hey. Wherever Ranger Tyler ends up next, he better come down from the hills to visit us city folk every now and then. You hear?
For sure. And anyway, that's not gonna be for a while. We've got time.
Oh yeah, of course. We do. So I guess we know the story now, huh? Marianne was done with Delos, and Delos was done with her. Maybe she was too proud, but she worked so hard for so long, and when she reached the end of her rope, no one was there to help her. Not even Tessa or Eddie.
That's not true.
When she heard social services was coming, she
Gave up. But killed her kids? Really? I don't know. It still feels like there's something missing, right?
The Mad Hunter.
You're never gonna understand what was going through her mind. I'll bet even she didn't. It's probably always gonna feel that way.